It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is our mission to try to bring you some news that you could use. Today is no exception to that rule. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We have the website at obnradio.com. And for those of you who are into these smart devices and all those gizmos and gadgets, all you have to do is tell your device, hey, play the latest episode of the Mike Prince Show, and voila, you will have it right at your fingertips. And with all that being said, let us jump right into today's episode. Of course, we broke on yesterday about Vincent Dancy leaving Mississippi Valley to be a part of Deion Sanders' coaching staff. He'll be an analyst, and so he will plunge into the Power 5 circuit to see what the end will be. We wish him well on that adventure. Now, we had always talked about how Dancy had really worked a lot with very little resources and opportunities of growth. Now, some looking on paper would wonder, how is it that this guy who's won 9 games in 5 seasons would be able to advance to a Power 5 job? He's that great of a coach, in my opinion. So I wish him well on that. And as I began to think about that situation with Mississippi Valley, it's going to take a tall order for someone to come in and bridge that gap. But when I lay out what I have on my thought patterns for today, this is not necessarily geared at Mississippi Valley, but I see this as a possible win-win solution for a lot of FCS programs. And with all that being said, let me explain what I'm trying to say at least. We know that realistically, there are only going to be 2%, and that's not even 2%, it's like 1.87% of student athletes that turn professional athletes. And we're talking about not just football, but we're talking about every sport that has a professional ranking. That is 2% of all student athletes from Power 5 down to NAIA. Okay? That is a very small, minute number of kids that make it to the next level. Now, with all that being said, we know there's nothing wrong with pushing for the stars and hoping for the best to happen. But if I am a recruit for a college program, and I'll keep it on the FCS, and since it's football season that we're mainly talking about, I'll keep it at football season. But if I am recruiting student athletes, and I've spoken with more than one coach, and they all have the same message, you know, we got kids that are feeling like they're a little bit better than what they are. They pay these scam artists that rank them and create a website and say they are 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 star. And they're nowhere near their caliber of player. But once a kid believes that, and once a parent believes that, you try convincing them and see where to get you. With all that being said, there are a couple of ways that I see that you can circumvent this. The first thing is, we know that from the NFL down to Pee Wee football, it's a copycat league. Someone sees a person having success running a certain system, then everyone gravitates to that system, i.e. what we're in right now, the spread era. And the spread era is somewhat deceptive if you ask me. But when you're running this spread, you got to have these receivers, and you got to have the certain type of linemen and everything for this to work. But the key for all of it is a mobile quarterback. The RPOs, Newsflash, RPOs, and the spread and the offenses that's being run by majority of the colleges today is nothing but the triple option. So with that being said, why are there not more teams that are going to the more traditional triple option attack? And the reason I suggest that is that you don't have to have the largest linemen. You need strong linemen. You need smart linemen with agility to get that job done. And in most cases, you don't need 4-4, 4-3, 40 running receivers. If I got a receiver that is 4-6, 4-7 even, as long as they have reliable hands, that's all you really need. You need position receivers in order to have a successful program. But everyone is going for that same prototype receiver-looking kid and even running back for that era. If I got a pretty decent quarterback with some agility, you build your team from the inside out. Example, offensive and defensive lines. If you can build with that, and you might have a kid, he might be 5'10", 265 pounds, but if you're running traps and misdirection with the traditional triple option, you're going to wear down even the bigger, faster, stronger opponent on that defensive side of the ball. And if you go this route, you actually are helping your defense, because this particular offense is a time-consuming, ball-controlling offense. Why not many other programs are doing this? It's amazing to me. But there are going to be a couple of key bowl games I want you to pay attention to. And the one that I'm thinking of in particular is the Armed Forces Bowl. And it's going to take on Air Force and Arkansas, I believe. And Air Force runs this triple option. They're 9-3 or something like that. Very successful program. Watch the fits that they give Arkansas when they play that bowl game. I don't know why teams on our level are not running this. They keep saying, well, the kids that we're recruiting, they want to go pro and this, that, and the other. Okay, that's fine and dandy. There's nothing wrong with having those dreams and desires. But 98% of you guys are only going to play college level. So the question is this: would you rather be associated with a successful winning college career or running in an offense that will give you the opportunity of going pro, and I'm using air quotes on that, when the chances are very remote that you will, even from the larger programs? Just something to think about. And if I'm recruiting a kid whose mindset is there, I don't want that kid in my program. I want kids who understand that it's going to take some grinding. It's going to take that blue-collar mentality to get this success train on track. And if I can get enough kids, and I really believe there are enough kids in the state of Texas and beyond the state of Texas that can make that happen. And if you get to that point, you could have a successful program which will turn around an interest in your fan base. Now, running a triple option, it might not be sexy to most of the fans, but guess what? I'd rather be a consistent winner than to be sexy and losing. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think about that. You know, we got that 24-hour message line, 720-721-1555. 888-658. Drop your hints, comments, concerns, even doubts. If you are Mike, you're out of your tree, man. That doesn't make sense. That's old. It's not coming back. I got news for you. It never really left. All it did was spread it out right now. But if you bring that thing back in and you invest in a good tight end, it doesn't have to be a great tight end, and some good possession receivers with a mobile quarterback. Now, the quarterback doesn't have to be a 5-star. The quarterback don't even have to be able to throw the ball 40 yards downfield. But just make sure when he throw it, it's accurate. And when the catch is presentable to the receiver, make the doggone catch. Make the catch. And let's see what the end's going to be. We got some basketball to talk about over the weekend. Prairie View will be taking on Northwestern on Sunday. 1 p.m. will be the tip-off time for that. We'll keep you posted on all that and other SWAC basketball games as we slowly creep into the basketball season. We're still got some football to cover. We got the Celebration Bowl. Jackson State and North Carolina Central will be doing battle next weekend. But another exciting game for me is the Army-Navy game. This by far is one of my favorite games outside of SWAC football. I really enjoy this game. Maybe it's because they featured a triple option. I don't know. But it's a very competitive game, and it's just old school football at its finest. That'll be this weekend. I am going to exit stage left. We've had a lot of discussions this week, and you can go back to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and check out the discussions that we've had with Rob J., the voice of Jackson State Tigers. We had conversations with Coach Pettaway, all, of course, with the big news topic of Deion Sanders headed to Colorado. And one other footnote that I'm going to add to this, and you can take it for what it's worth. I was in conversation with a buddy of mine, and he was a man that's very impressive. Say what you want, that Jackson State led the nation with the fewest points allowed, including FCS and FBS. And I said, yes, that's okay to a degree, but we could take 12, 13 FBS down linemen and offensive linemen from any program. You could take them from Vanderbilt. You could take them from Colorado. You could take them from subpar FBS programs, and you put them on an FCS level. Don't you expect them to dominate? I'm just saying. It is what it is, and that's why we watch the games, and that's why we talk about the games. And we couldn't be able to talk about them if you guys weren't listening. And I truly appreciate you guys listening, supporting in every which way you can. Follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Visit the website, obnradio.com. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I've got the exit stage left. My time is far spent. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.